Yo, it's your boy DZ, man. And I appreciate all of y'all that rock with SBGB TV. Let's talk about it. The internet can be a good thing and it can be a bad thing. It depends on how you utilize it. A lot of people don't understand that you can't get on the internet and portray to be a criminal and not be approached by authorities. The internet was designed for people to socialize, learn, and also for the authorities to be able to investigate without really doing a lot of homework. People think that you can get on the internet and you can admit to crimes, active investigations, and nothing's gonna happen. That's because they watch people like Wack 100 on the internet doing the work for the authorities to get people to engage in certain behaviors that only lead them to prison. When you see people like Wack, he doesn't go to prison. He doesn't get chastised by the authorities because he's working with the authorities. You have to understand that he is an inside source for the authorities. The way that he infiltrates any and everything on the behalf of the authorities is self-explanatory. But if you're a person that doesn't understand how the system works, you'll be confused. And Wack has an ability to confuse people because he displays certain tactics that people in the street would resonate with, that would confuse you to think about, is he really the authorities? Man, this guy makes it believable. But in all actuality, he's been placed in position to do what he's been doing. And when we look at it, right, Wack runs around the internet daily, inserting himself into everything that has anything pertaining to do with street violence, gang activity, and criminal activity. But at the same time, he knows how to be relatable to gang members. He knows how to be relatable to criminals. So that would make them gravitate to him until he puts them in a bad situation. Well, they put themselves in a bad situation by involving themselves with Wack 100. You have to understand that Wack has mastered manipulating people to believe that he's this gangster, that he's this big Paru, that he's this serious ex-gang member, but still represents where he comes from, when it's all a facade. Now you have to understand that a lot of people, they smoke, they drink, and their brain is not on the level to be able to pay attention to what they see in front of them even though they see it. Wack is able to manipulate people continuously. He's been placed in this situation to do this. And we all see that Wack can threaten people on the internet. He can be in the middle of violence on the internet. He can do whatever he wants. But he's past proven reliable. So I guess he brings more value to the authorities on the street, on the internet, than behind bars. This is why they allow him to continue to operate the way he's operating. We all seen Wack kick loose Cannon's foot outside of the incident at No Jumper to set off the chain of events. We all seen Wack threaten people, numerous people on the internet, to unalive them with violence, and nothing ever happens to him. That, let alone, should let you know that Wack is working with the authorities. He's been working with the authorities for a long time, and people been saying this for years. But the thing about the internet is people have a short attention span. So if you don't talk about something for a few days, or if he doesn't address something that's being presented to him, then usually it all goes away. And he knows this, right? But we've been keeping it active in the people's brain so that everyone can understand what he's doing, how he's trying to manipulate the people. And we see more and more people are paying attention. But it's going to take people to share these videos and to get them out to the people for everyone to understand what his motive is and what his objective is. We literally see him doing these things and not even worrying about suffering any consequences behind his actions. He's named as suspect number 4 in the police report from the No Jumper incident. He goes back to the crime scene weekly. He calls into the crime scene weekly. Do you understand that No Jumper is the hub for gang members, and the FBI knows this? The feds pay attention to everything that comes from the No Jumper podcast. They watch it daily. They document daily. And when you go on that podcast and incriminate yourself about active, open investigations, they're documenting that. They're putting record of that. You understand that the No Jumper is allowed to operate in this fashion because gang members gravitate, and it helps the feds with their investigation. They gotta throw it out there to be able to bring the people. They have to set a station to make investigations easier. And this is what they do with No Jumper. They set a station for the gang members to gravitate to so that they can come on there and feel comfortable to talk about things that they're into criminally, their affiliations, their associations, the people that they're involved with. This helps the feds be able to investigate without having to put someone in the neighborhoods. You understand that the internet is designed to make it easier for investigations. When they came up with this idea for social media, that was the first thought. You understand that these things are planned and executed from studies. They study our brains and how we operate. This is how they are able to put things in place and we don't understand because they study our brains ahead of time. So when they're seeing how we would think and how we would operate, this is how they plan to execute whatever the next step is. They're always going to be a step ahead of people. We watch how so many people get on the internet and commit criminal activities and then brag about it. We watch people go to No Jumper consistently and incriminate themselves and go to jail. And all Adam does is replace with the next person. You know what? People want attention and they don't think about the consequence behind the attention to brag about illegal activities. So a podcast like No Jumper is open arms to these situations. We all see what's happening on the internet. Everybody knows that if you go to No Jumper and you talk about criminal activity, you going to jail. But they still do it. This is why Wack 100 is able to infiltrate gang members. Because gang members want to represent that they are in this gang. They want people to know what they come from. They want people to respect the illegal activity that they're committing that the feds don't respect. They want people to recognize them for their affiliation with the gang and what they come from, their culture. The feds sat back for years and always found out how to penetrate the culture. Now they got Wack 100, right? In the internet. You understand that Wack is placed and pushed the way that he is to get people to engage in these criminal conversations so that it makes it easier for the feds to have intel on what's going on. They know what they're doing. It's designed this way. Wack 100 has definitely studied what he's doing. He understands that the mentality of gang members isn't that strong. He understands how to infiltrate gang members. When you're young and you want to be a part of something, all you're thinking about is trying to fit in. All you're thinking about is getting recognition and being noticed. Wack 100 has this down to a science to infiltrate young adults or people that really don't have any common sense, like loose cannon. We are all watching how everything is playing out, and we all see it in front of our eyes. How each and every gang member is being arrested and indicted, and people are still in question if Wack 100 is working with the authorities. You understand that Wack 100 is placed where he's been. He's a plant that has the biggest influence and the biggest of getting intel to the feds. They see that Wack is able to infiltrate and manipulate gang members, and they still don't understand, even by them seeing that he's working for law enforcement, that he's with law enforcement. Everybody's seen the badge come out. People still are confused and make excuses to themselves why he had a badge. You understand, Wack 100 is placed where he's placed at. Now, I can't get everyone to understand what's going on, and I understand that. But for those that do want to understand, we see what's going on. This is why crime doesn't pay. It doesn't pay for you to be a criminal on the internet. It doesn't pay for you to be a criminal, period. You understand that they made it legal to be in a gang, but it's illegal to commit crime while being in the gang. You understand that they know that gang members are going to commit crimes? That's a mind trick. They know that crime is being committed in every single gang. But to allow you to operate so that they can investigate, lock you up, and continue to make the system be revolving for you, they tell you that it's legal to be in the gang. It's a lot of manipulation in the world. And a lot of people are confused. A lot of people don't understand. If you see something, don't act like you don't see it. Pay attention. Because we all see what's going on at No Jumper with Wack 100. But Wack still seems to always get another fish. He seems to get another fish real easy. He has academics, Adam, Vlad, and they have no problem with putting Wack on the phone with somebody that Wack wants to get in touch with, so that that person can incriminate themselves and put themselves in a situation for the feds. He'll call. If you pay attention, I have been delivering this message consistently for the people. But none of those people want to enlighten anything in the culture, because they benefit at a high level from the demise of the urban culture. All of them. You understand that it's more valuable to them for them to benefit from the demise of the urban culture than to enlighten, to educate. It's called being selfish. They done formed an alliance to make sure that the urban culture continues to be at the bottom, but we have the talent. We are what people want to see. It's a dirty game. But no matter how many times these things are told, people are still confused. They still don't understand. This is how the brain is programmed. We're easily confused. We're easily misled. Somebody that is a public figure has major influence over people because what they see of this person and who they see that this person is connected to and what rooms this person is able to enter, because majority of the world won't have that opportunity. So these people are influencing people left and right because you see something that you wish you were able to touch, but you don't really see yourself getting there. So people take to these type of people because they're looking for hope, and mentally they're saying, if I pay attention to what they have to say, maybe that'll put me in that position one day. It's all a facade and a lie. It's a dirty game in the world, man. Things are not what you think they are. It's a dirty game in the world, man. It's a reason that people are put in certain positions in life. And when they see that you have a certain type of influence, they want to redirect your influence to make sure that you keep the business right for the world. The business is beneficial for the urban community to be at the bottom. It's beneficial. It's not beneficial for the urban community to elevate. People don't understand that we are a dollar. It'll never change, but some will wake up and understand how to navigate. The urban community is a target for destruction, negativity, and to promote poison so that we all gravitate to the poison. It'll never change. We seeing how things are going, and they're going in the same direction, down. It's not elevating for us. It's a selective few that understand how to navigate when majority is staying at the bottom. Understanding how to pay attention to what you see and not being misled is important. Understanding how to pay attention to what you see is important. And stop acting like you don't see what you see. Y'all know I like to break it down, and I want to uplift people to understand what's going on. You know, it's a lot of people that go in the direction to keep the world in a downstroke for the urban community, but this is not how we coming. Sometimes you got to separate yourself and push the message correctly. Everybody should keep their eyes open and pay attention. Watch what you gravitate to. If something's telling you it's not right, it's not right. If you see that somebody is always in the middle of all the BS and they never get in trouble, but they have an excuse why, and they always can tell why other people are snitching and are the way they are, you gotta understand that's that person looking in the mirror. I want you people to leave a comment down below and tell me how you feel about how the urban community is plagued with these type of people like Wack 100. How the world is misled and we are confused because of what is presented to us. Let me know how you guys feel about that. And let me know what you guys think the urban community should do to make a difference. I appreciate all of y'all that rock with me. If you haven't already hit that like button, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and share this video. I appreciate all of y'all. It's not about the setback. It's about the get back. Nah.